Hi, we're Ian and Julie. Follow us on our tiny homestead and our debt-free project of a lifetime, the building of our shipping container home here in the Pyrenees, and all of this alongside our full-time jobs.
Hi there, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ian and this is my wife Julie.
A quick update for those new to the channel. We live here in the French Pyrenees and we've bought a 1 acre piece of land, farmland, which we are turning into our homestead, and we're planning on building a 1-storey, 2-bedroom passive house, totally debt-free.
Yeah, and basically we started off building the garage workshop, which is phase 1 of this whole project, and this is to house all our equipment, all our supplies, because we don't currently live on site. We live 2 kilometers away at our current property. We're also moving our homestead that we built up over the last couple of years over to this site as well, so everything will be on this 1 acre, hoping to be 3 acres if we can persuade the farmers to sell up. But we'll take you on that journey as it comes.
We are now back from our trip in Corsica, which you saw in the last video.
And that's our basically our day job in the summer. We take out groups of cyclists all around the country, Corsica, the Alps, Pyrenees, etc. So that's how we earn our living.
And in between now, we are back up here on the off-grid plot.
We've got 2 weeks. 2 weeks to get the inside basically insulated and lined.
So this week we're concentrating on the tech room at the back of the workshop garage.
And the tech room is our technical room, and that's going to house all our batteries, all our solar equipment. It's also going to be a clean workshop, so no dust or any rubbish or anything will go in that. We'll have a door on it and it will close it up from the rest of the workshop.
So after 1 week being away, we tend to use our little dogs as a gauge as to how much the grass has grown and whether we need to start cutting it. And yep, all I can see are the tips of their tails. We've lost the dogs in the grass.
And one thing, we have a lot of comments saying, why don't you just let those cows munch the grass?
Only.
We have the fence, we have the electric wire. We are trying to persuade the farmer just to open up his little section so they can wander over, not all of it by the build, but the majority of it. And if we can get that done, that'll great, and that will save us so much time. But things here in France take a long time to...
Yeah, they're very stuck in their own ways. Yeah. And our own field that we have Tyson the horse in, the local farmer, I'd say for years, 15, 17 years, we've been asking him to put his cows in the field just to help keep the grass down, and finally we broke through and we have cows in the field at the moment munching the long grass.
I'm hoping it doesn't take that long for this one.
Ooh, hope not.
So we are going to get on inside now and get this job done. We haven't got too much time to waste.
Yeah, no sitting around, Riley, we've got work to do. Come on.
You at the top?
Yeah. You tighten your corner.
Not really.
What's that look like?
Oh, we rushed down here, got a call, gutter man is on site. Oh, fantastic, we've been waiting ages. So we rushed down here early in the morning, get here, he's all set up, he's measured, he's got all his machine ready, and then he hands me his plug. Oh, can you plug me in, please? So I tried with the EcoFlow, but this machine was enormous. It was on the back of the truck, huge motor and cutter. Yeah, it didn't go. So he's gone back off to the factory and he's going to make them off-site and then bring them back tomorrow. But what a shame. I really wanted to see the machine work as it slides out the back and forms the gutter all in one piece. He will be making it in one piece anyway, but just bring it on a bigger truck. Oh, it's a shame. That would have made really good footage, but we'll show the guttering going up. I'll probably have to put it up anyway myself now. Right, back up with the electrics. I've got to route out a little groove for my conduit, and then fit that, and then get the main box fitted. Just be able to fit up there because I want it to go above this little mezzanine ceiling here to about there, so any cables can pop out and travel along the top of the ceiling. So let's try and get it fitted now. I'm just going to put this up temporarily because I need to get this side of this OSB in here and I don't want to block it in, so I just want to make sure everything will fit. Just a hole. So this is a system they use in France. It's called a GTL, which stands for Gain Technique de Logement, GTL. Gain is basically the conduit. Technique is basically all the power board, communications board, the local electricity company's meter, everything will fit on this board in a big long row. Now this is a garage, so I'm not going to have all that, but in the main house I'll have to put this in and basically allow for the meter, the main switch off to the mains company, all of that needs to be on this board. But I'm going to be off grid, so I'm not going to have any of that metering or anything, but I have to allow for that placement in case, you know, in the future somebody wants to put that in when we're dead and buried and we're out of the house. Not nice to think about, but no doubt all the standards will have changed by then anyway. But these are the units we have to put in these GTLs. We're just using up all the little pieces in these holes. It makes a huge difference, the heat that came through on that house wrap compared to what it is now.
Yeah.
Right, I'm doing the final bit. Just cut out this small service hole for my water and my electrical conduit. And Julie's just come back with another 500 screws. So I can get on and screw this one in now. Get on my knee. Right, I'll get a row of screws in the top here. It's only a tiny place, so it's really hard to video. But I'll get those secured in and then start on this back wall and get that bit of OSB in. Just putting in these self-tappers into the steel beam here. I haven't got any wooden framing underneath the steel beam, so I'm basically going as low as I can on the steel beam, and it's pinning this against the bottom of the concrete plinth that we put in. And that was the idea all along, and it seems to be working. If it didn't, then I've got enough room to drill into the concrete and put some little concrete pins in. But it seems okay at the moment. So I'll just carry on putting these in.
It is strange. Ian's put all this insulation in now and the boarding. It's not really like it in here. Outside, the sun's out, it's warm. Swap sides.
It's pretty handy having these metal beams, because, where is it? I can just slide my laser up and down to the exact height I need.
First time back in the Polytunnel. We've 1 week away in Corsica and I've come back to a mini jungle. My lettuces, wow, you can't even see them. We've even come back to tomatoes. Ian told me off before we went to Corsica. He said, "Oh Julie, pull all your radishes up, they'll be fine in the fridge." And me being me said, no, and look what I've come back to. Oh my gosh. I've got radishes on steroids.
Oh, that works. So I'm going to have my conduit 20 centimetres above the top of my bench. The bench I'm having at 1 metre. Most benches are standard at 90 centimetres, but I'm a little bit taller, and my current bench is 103 centimetres high. So I've compromised at 100. So I'm going to have all my sockets, the bottom of the conduit will be at 20 centimetres above that. So that's 120. Perfect. Line up holes for it. Right, I'm finally getting this box in position. So I've finished all my conduits and my GTL, the Goulotte Technique Logement. That's what this is. And now I'm fitting this Legrand box, which is different to the GGK. So they're two different manufacturers, but it fits quite nice, just figuring out which holes to put it in. So that's the idea. And then all the cables will basically run up behind or across wherever we want in the workshop. And I've just bought a load more of these in fear that they might not make them anymore in the future, but I can now finish off the whole of the workshop. So I think that's quite good. We've done all the grass cutting, got all this in position, and now we can get some wires in and get some lights in and sockets. So we just have to come in, plug the EcoFlow, and we've got full use of the whole garage. I'm just labelling up some of the cables that I'm not going to be using for a while. I've got a pre-plan ahead a couple of years, and this is basically a two-way switch. One switch in the garage and the other's going to be on the house. So I haven't got the house yet, so I have no place to put a switch. So I'm just going to leave those like this. There's no power on them, and there won't be because the red is going to be the power and there's no connection to the board yet. But I'm just using these little labels with this little machine. Saw it on Instagram, picked it up out of Amazon, probably 20 euros. Great little machine, just uses an app on the phone. So this time I'm labeling absolutely everything because, yeah, I don't want to forget anything.
I hope you've enjoyed this week's video. We've managed to get quite a lot done. Unfortunately, we ran out of OSB, so that's a trip first thing Monday morning after the weekend. More supplies. So for those of you that are new to our channel, not quite sure what we're doing here, I'm going to put a link to our full playlist so you can go right back to the beginning and catch up with where we are to present day. And we've got one more week where we really do have to crack on with our projects here before we hit the road again with our day job. We'll tell you a bit more about that at the end of next week. But yeah, don't forget, like and subscribe, and catch you next week.